give up, everybody. Don't give up. I know it's difficult. I know that sometimes things just feel very overwhelming. And if anyone understands that, that would be me. I understand the feelings of grief, sadness, disappointment. And I want to say thank you for joining us this evening. I am in my car because I had to bring my son to a game that he had this evening. But I wanted to make sure that I was available for those of you that wanted to hear, share, and or just be in the space of for whatever it is you might be feeling, whatever it is you might be going through, whatever is coming up in this moment. I just wanted to offer you a space of safety. A space of releasing, inhaling, and exhaling. Inhaling. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale. Yes, that feels good. One more inhale. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, and on 6, we're going to exhale through the mouth with a sigh. 6. Yes. You know, many times you hear in advice, or we talk about the process of grief as if there is an end date. And so the quote of 5 stages of grieving, and then we have 7 stages to that has been expanded to help us understand that the journey is ongoing. It's ongoing. What I've come to understand is that I don't have to be thinking about those loved ones that are close and dear to my heart. I've come to understand that my DNA knows when it's their birthday. My DNA knows when it's the time that they transition and left this life. My DNA knows it. And there are times where I'm wondering, why am I feeling a certain way? And it's ironic because I can also ask family members and we'll be talking. We're like, I don't know what this is today. And then I say, you know it's daddy's birthday. You know it's grandfather's birthday. You know it's the month that they transition. You know it's the date of their funeral. You know it's when mama left here. You know, and it's like, wow, that's it. And so what I want to share with you, your DNA knows the trauma experienced when a loved one has transitioned from this life to the next. And although we have an understanding, depending on what your beliefs are, that they're in a better place, they're no longer in their pain and suffering, if it was illness, if it's a sudden death, and you did not have an opportunity to say goodbye because it wasn't expected. It wasn't anticipated. It wasn't supposed to happen. That's a different kind of sting, a different type of experience. But it's painful and it hurts all the same. I want to share with you is that it's okay wherever you are, whatever you're feeling. Your tears are the healing waters of your soul. Your emotions are the love notes of your memories. And your moments of heaviness is to remind you that you still have work to do. And that work is being present to your breath, to the power of your breath. Because no matter what, life is still moving forward. Although sometimes it feels like it's stagnated. Sometimes it feels like you're not moving. I want to remind you that even in those moments of stillness, of the feelings of stagnations, the feelings of heaviness, the feelings of some of depression, some of sadness, number one, it's okay to reach out for help. Counseling is not a bad word. And number two, it is okay to feel what you feel is not abnormal. It is not abnormal. Many of us have to learn how to breathe again. How not to hold our breath in anticipation of the next traumatic experience. To allow us to be present to the love of our loved ones, the memories that we hold dear, the cherished wisdom that they imparted upon us, the mantles that have been given to us to carry on. I want you to know that it's okay. And it is okay to not do anything, to feel what you're feeling. God bless you. May the creator of all life remind you that the gift of breath, the gift of life, the gift of experiencing grief, of knowing that you're not abnormal, and that the trauma sometimes behind the experience. You know, grief is also associated with the loss of relationships, marriage, friendships, careers, lifestyle changes. There's a journey and there's an experience of grief because there is you've lost something. It's changed, and 10 times out of 10 is not returning to be the same, and nor should it. We should not want to remain the same. Some relationships have to die so that they can live, because how they were birthed in the spirit of brokenness. They were birthed in the spirit of unaware, not being fully aware, fully present to self and the power of God in us. And so when we birth in those spaces, we birth prematurely sometimes. We give life to situations that pushes and pulls us in the direction of learning to be present and to honor the breath that's been given to us, honor the life, the divine creative force that's been given to us through our breath, and through the spoken word. When you speak a word, you're breathing life, you're eating life. So what are you feeding your spirit? And many times the relationships, be it family relationships, friendships, business relationships, many times they're birthed prematurely or it's not in a healthy environment. I know when I was pregnant with my son, I had what they called gestational diabetes, which meant that during the time of pregnancy, I had diabetes. I didn't normally have diabetes, but during pregnancy, I had diabetes. And sometimes, so I had to be very conscientious of what I ate, what I ingested. It was a high risk pregnancy. So I had to be very conscientious of the stress levels that I allowed in my space. And many times what happens is in relationships, when they shift, when they change, when they grow, when we outgrow, when we move in different directions, we feel a loss because what once was no longer exists. And it's familiar, although it may not be healthy. It's familiar. And we know what to expect, although it's not healthy. And what oftentimes happens is grief will cause us to grow. It forces us to grow. It pushes us to grow into the divine creation, the divine appointment, the divine purpose that we have. I hope something that has been said to uplift your spirits, encourage your heart, and remind you that right where you are is where you're supposed to be. Allow the healing flow of your tears and the breath that has been given to you. That's oxygen getting into those areas that hasn't been oxygenated in a very long time, because we have been breathing shallow breaths and or holding our breath, embracing or bracing ourselves for the next whatever we think might happen. Let it go. And breathe. Bless you. Peace.